Hello everyone, this is Fran Colors. This is AEP 858, Everyday Counts, Module 11, our case study. For our summary, this case study is based on a first-year principal's experience at Golden Oak High School by the name of Mr. Rhodes. And the main issue in this case study is student attendance. There are 5 students that have some attendance issues that need to be addressed by the principal. So Mr. Rhodes desires for there to be a school culture that values students attending school, so that way they are able to be successful academically. The school offers 11 different sports and 31 different clubs for all students to participate in. There are some legal or ethical issues within this case study. The first thing that I recall is that staff members or teachers were not following the state law that requires students' absences to be excused by principal prior approval. So they were just go ahead and they were excusing absences that should have been approved by the principal, but they were not. And the state law requires that students have a 5-day absence limit, and staff members were approving these absences beyond that 5-day limit. There was a student in the 11th grade that was married the prior August, and it does not state what state that this student is in, so we are not able to determine the legality of that marriage. And overall, teachers are just not recording absences for all students, and they are not making deductions in their grades past that 5-day absence grace that they are given. So what is happening? About 85% of the students at the Golden Oak High School have missed 10 or more days each school year. So that's the previous school year and the current school year, and many school years before Mr. Rhodes was a principal at the school. And we also see that staff members are not supporting students in academic achievement by not properly documenting their attendance. Okay, a couple of facts that we do know in this case study. Karen is in the 11th grade. She made mostly A's and B's during her 9th and 10th grade years. She is a member of the National Honor Society since being a sophomore. She got married this past August, and her grades have lowered since the number of absences that she's having has increased. Tyrone is a 10th grade student. He has missed a total of 14 days during this first semester, and he takes trips regularly with his family, which these trips cause him to miss school, and his parents are sending letters in regard to his absences, and his homeroom teachers are approving those absences. Christina is a 9th grade student that has missed at least 4 days in a row during 3 different weeks of the first semester. And Christina is mainly missing school for church meetings that are occurring out of town. Carl is a 10th grade student that takes general education courses in the morning and vocational classes in the afternoon. He has missed some days, but they have been very random. A truancy officer has visited Carl's home and has learned that parents do not support strong attendance. So that's why he is not always attending school, because he is not being encouraged to attend school more regularly by his parents. John is in the 11th grade. He is the quarterback of the football team, and he has suffered an injury that is requiring him to attend physical therapy 2 times a week, from, I believe, noon to 2:30. The athletic director has requested that John be excused from classwork, or from attending classes during football season on Fridays, so that he can get his rest. And there has been times where he has missed 3 days a week of classes, and these absences are not being reported by teachers. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of review. The main issue is that student attendance is an issue, and this can be an issue not only for the stakeholders, but also for the community. I believe it's important that school leaders, staff members, stakeholders, and all other members of this school community are involved in the outcome of these students missing so much school. All of the relevant stakeholders have not been consulted. It appears that social services has been contacted, and the counselors have also been contacted, but there is not a lot of information. So I believe that more information will need to be released to other stakeholders in order for a decision to be made on how to go forward. Okay, now when it comes to making some changes, there are some options and some consequences that may occur. So our first option would be continuing to collect the data on student absences and meeting with stakeholders to determine what the next steps are to make those changes so that kids are attending school on a more regular basis. Some consequences that may come with this type of change is that, a lot of things are not changing, so the attendance rates continue to lower, and student academic achievement will also be decreasing as well. Option 2, you can use the data that's collected on student attendance and enforce those rules based on the laws that have been determined by the state. Some of those consequences may be students' grades may be lowered based on that law. If they miss more than those 5 days, to have that grade deduction towards those grades that they are making. You may have some teachers that lose trust in administration. You may also have some families that are upset that the students are being penalized for missing school. Okay, so we're going to evaluate those options. So we can, for our first option, we can continue to collect data, but that may result in the rate of student absences increasing due to lack of consequences. Or if we go with our option 2, you can enforce the rules according to laws created, and then you will not only have to deal with complaints from board members, but you'll have to deal with those complaints of staff and families. And as a first-year principal, I think that may be something that he may not be prepared to deal with. So when it comes to the best decision, I believe that for now, the best option is to continue collecting the data and to meet with stakeholders to determine what next steps need to happen for change, who Mr. Rhodes needs to be in contact with to get those changes made. And as a first year principal, I believe that for Mr. Rhodes that it is important that he is creating positive relationships with staff, students, and families. Okay. And for implementing the decision, I think it's important that laws are reviewed with teachers, staff members, students, families, and stakeholders so that everyone's on the same page. When contacting families, I think it's really important to just tell them the importance of students attending school regularly and that it's important for their learning. And take some time to meet with other school leaders to see what they feel about the situation with student attendance being so low, and if they have any types of solutions that can help with this issue. And I think it's also important that as a school leader that you are showing support and that you are avoiding blaming others. That way everyone is working on the same page and that they are comfortable with sharing some of their thoughts. There's my reference. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.